The BMW 7 Series is all new for the 2023 model year, and with inline-6 and EV powertrains being offered, will this twin-turbocharged V8 be efficient enough to justify selecting for your new 7 Series? Today, we're going to find out. This is Chris here with Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2023 BMW 760i xDrive. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Of course, as a proper 7 Series should, we have power doors, just like you find on a Rolls-Royce. This is new for this G70 chassis 7 Series, and Charlie and I actually drove this car late last year in Palm Springs, California. So it's nice to finally have it back here in Michigan in the real world to see what it's like to live with. If you want to learn more about our impressions on this 760i, or if you want to hear the Bowers & Wilkins surround sound system demo, make sure you check the links in the description. That will take you to all of our other videos on this magnificent beast. But today, we shall see how efficient this new 7 Series is. So let's hop in and get started. So then, why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's fuel economy test, which gives this BMW 760i xDrive 26 MPG on the highway, only averages 48 miles per hour, and we know that some people like to take their cars on actual road trips. So what we're going to do today is go out 25 miles and back 25 miles, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a more real-world figure. A couple of things worth noting for today's test. Outside temperature is 42 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to be running the climate control inside the cabin at 73 degrees auto. Tire pressures have been set to their factory door placard indicated 36 PSI cold, and we'll be using the same gas pump both times, using the same 3-click filling method to get the most accurate results possible. All right, let's hop out, grab our first fill. Just over 6 gallons going in there for our first fill. Of course, using the Shell V-Power 93 octane premium. Trips reset, climate is on 73 auto. Let's go ahead and get started here with the test. Using that rear wheel steering to our advantage to get out of the gas station here. Now, let's talk about drive modes. There are a ton of them. I think there's 7 different drive modes. Only 3 of them really affect driving. That would be personal, sport, and efficient. Of course, today we will be running this 760i in efficient as soon as I navigate my way through the minefield here that we have exiting the gas station. There we go, efficient mode. The other 4 drive modes, if you watch our review, you'll see them, but they kind of just change the overall vibe of the interior with the ambient lighting and the sunshades and some other things. But today we'll be running in efficient. So, highway's about a half mile down the road. I'm going to drive nice and slowly until I get there, and I'll update you all once I am merging on. Now, the purpose of this test is not to hypermile. I'm simply going to merge onto the freeway, set the cruise control to a GPS-indicated 72 miles per hour, and just drive like any normal person would. Go ahead and get safely merged on here, and then we will go ahead and activate our cruise control. The nice thing about these BMW V8s is you do not have to rev them out to get up to speed. Tons of low-down torque to get you up there nice and smoothly. Okay, let's get this set here. Usually BMWs, you gotta set them about a mile an hour fast for them to read out accurate. And we've got our assisted driving going here. It'll change lanes for us. Let's go ahead and run ways here. Okay. Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and set this to 73 miles per hour. That should equate to 72 there on the GPS. Nice, okay. So, what's it like floating down the highway here in this 7 Series? Well, I think floating is a pretty good word to describe it. It's just as posh and plush and luxurious as you would expect from BMW. They really knocked it out of the park with this new Gen 7 Series. It feels like they stepped 10 years into the future from the G12 generation. I mean, this thing is just leaps and bounds ahead. It's so comfortable. It's so quiet. I mean, you can't hear anything in here. It's, well, maybe besides that semi, but even going past a semi, you can't really hear much. So that's pretty impressive. The driving assist does a pretty good job. There's also an advanced assist. Oh yeah, Assist Plus is ready. And you can click the mode button and you get Driving Assist Plus. So you don't have to touch the wheel as much, even though now it's yelling at me too. Assist Plus ready. Assist Plus. Yes, Assist Plus. That's what we want. Assisted Driving Plus. So you just got to hit that mode button twice. Don't have to touch the wheel as much, and it'll change lanes for you and do all of the things. But, I mean, it's about what you'd expect from a 7 Series. I'm looking forward to spending my trip with this Bowers & Wilkins sound system. It is excellent, and I'm really hoping that this thing comes out on top here, beating its EPA estimate of 26. When we drove the BMW X7 with the same motor as this, I believe it beat its EPA rating by like 1 or 2. So kind of expecting this to either meet or beat it by like maybe 1. So we shall see. But I'm going to go ahead and get settled in here, turn up some music, and I will catch up with you all towards the end of my journey. Wrapping up our drive in the 23 760i, and indicated on the cluster 30.8 MPG. It's improved since I took that little video that you guys just saw where it was at 30.2. We are almost touching 31 MPG in this twin turbo V8 massive all-wheel drive sedan. So I mean, I don't know, we'll have to see once we get to the pump if our pump readout matches our cluster, but usually BMWs are pretty dang accurate, so this thing's probably going to read out somewhere around 30 MPG, which is 4 miles per gallon higher than its EPA rating. So super impressive. The Assisted Driving Plus has been excellent. This is the most comfortable car that I've done one of these tests in a long time. The Bowers & Wilkins system absolutely bumps. It's S tier. It's up there with the Volvo systems, of course, being that it's a Bowers & Wilkins. It's what you would expect. But I am just so pleased with this new 7 Series. I really want one. I would like to have one. I wish they weren't $140,000 for the spec that I would want. But overall, fantastic drive here in the 760i. I'm going to do my last little sprint here to the petrol station. I'm going to brim the tank on the 760i, and well, we'll see how it did. 1.864 gallons going in there for our final fill. It's looking like a pretty promising figure. So let's hop in and see how we did. Today's trip was 55.95 miles. We'll go ahead and divide that by the 1.864 gallons of premium fuel we put into this 760i. And that gives us 30 MPG from this 7 Series. And that's pretty consistent with what we were reading out. We're reading out about 31 at the end. So either way, over 30 MPG here on this 760i, which is more than I thought it was going to do. I was going to be surprised with 28, and it's blown me away here with just about 30 MPG. Now let's go ahead and multiply this by 19.5, as that is our fuel tank capacity. And that gives you an effective highway cruising range of 580 miles. So a really solid cruising range as well. So super impressive numbers here in this car. Granted, when you pay 140 some odd grand for a car, you expect to be impressed by it. So I'm happy here to see these numbers from this BMW 7 Series. I'm mostly just impressed because BMW does this with all of their powertrains, no matter what. You can have a 4-cylinder, an inline-6, a V8. Regardless, they always beat EPA by like 4 MPG. So super impressive thing here. 30 MPG, 580 miles of highway cruising range. That'll wrap it up for the fuel economy test. But if you want to learn more about the BMW 760i, make sure you check the link in the description. That'll take you to all of our other videos on this magnificent flagship. But as for today, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Chris here with Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.